And here it comes, the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. We've got a chance here to set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this one. So the Wizards 5 right now. Nene and Gortat team up in the paint. Mr. Fundamentals is out there with Bradley Beal. And it's Oubre in at the 3 spot. It's deflected. Parsons outside. Dallas moving it around. Lewis. Beal pulls it in.
The defense did a really good job of choking off the middle there once he got inside. Wes Matthews, a hard-nosed player on the wing. Strong frame, and he really does put it to good use at both ends.
And it's Lewis at the elbow. And that's a foul called on Bradley Beal. That is his first foul of the game.
Yeah, clearly he had an established position there.
Yeah, and I like this call because you want the refs in that situation. If there's any doubt, err on the side of giving the benefit of the doubt to the offensive player. That should have been a block, and it was.
That one's in, his first bucket of the game. He's 1 for 2.
Well, that's one way he can finish, but far from the only way he gets it done. He's got all kinds of tricks up his sleeve.
Passes to Mr. Fundamentals. Matthews against Beal. Pass to Mr. Fundamentals.
It's almost hard to believe that somebody can throw it down like that.
It's a small club, right, Greg? I mean, it's a pretty small club, that's
very
for sure.
Exclusive.
He can really rise up.
Well, I tell you, I would have preferred to see a little more resistance from the defense on that play, though, guys.
And that replay sponsored by Kia, the Kia Slam Cam, giving us a great look at that one. Here's Parsons following the bucket by the Wizards, and he gets it to go.
They really can't allow him too many open looks like that. I mean, that's just inviting trouble.
Just over a minute and a half played here in this one. And Beal kicks to Oubre. Pass to Beal. And he finishes nicely on the layup.
Not fazed at all by having a bigger defender on him down low, and I really thought he would be.
You know, at first glance, you wouldn't think that he'd be comfortable in that particular situation, but, well, I tell you what, he didn't look like he was out of his element at all right there.
Just a grinder, always doing the dirty work on the offensive glass, and that's one of the things he brings to the table.
Always seems the Mavs are able to compete for a title, Clark, but their window might be closing with some of their stars aging, namely Dirk Nowitzki.
You're exactly right, Kevin, because Dirk is the centerpiece of that franchise, has been for over a decade. They made the Rondo trade last year trying for a big finals run, but eventually they'll start to have to build for the future.
First quarter of ball, almost 2.5 minutes in. Here's Lewis. Cannot hit. Some solid defense there by Nene.
And when you look at the Mavs, they have always built through free agency, still tinkered with the roster this season to get into a position to compete. Not having any lottery picks for so long has hampered their youth and development.
Beal with the steal. First quarter of play, we're about 3 minutes in. It's tipped. Nene kicks to Beal. The pass to Mr. Fundamentals. He feeds it to Oubre. 5 on the clock. Looking for Beal. He gets it there. From out on the wing, he knocks it down.
Putting you in. Well, you know, with the Mavs making the playoffs so consistently, it's a bit of a double-edged sword. Cuts both ways. They rarely have draft picks that help take the team to the next level, but they are in the playoffs, which is what every team wants to be part of.
Lewis gets the bucket.
And a really good way to start the game. He's a guy who, if he gets it going early, he's going to give you problems.
Feeds to Gortat. It's rebounded by Dallas. Outside Matthews. Back to Lewis. And it's Nowitzki at the elbow. Gortat with the rebound.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
Out of bounds. Wizards ball as Washington keeps possession. Williams is checked in for Dallas. Barea comes in for Chandler Parsons. Jared Dudley's checked in for the Wizards. Wall comes in for Mr. Fundamentals. The offensive rebound. Out of bounds. Wizards ball as Washington keeps possession. Pachulia, he's checked in for Dallas. And then for Washington, Chris Humphries has checked in for Gortat. Porter comes in for Nene. And Gary Neal subbed in for Bradley Beal. Dudley the pass to Porter. Pulls from the top of the key. And another miss by Washington.
Almost no chance of that shot going in.
Yeah, there were a lot of other places he could have gone with the basketball instead of forcing that shot up.
Dudley dishes to Porter. And again, Washington no good. The Mavericks leading. Pachulia kicks to Nowitzki. The feed to Barea. Fires for three. The shot is off. And it's Washington the other way. Here's Neal. He dishes it to Dudley. Takes the three. Lewis grabs the board. Lewis has got 3 rebounds so far in the game. To the paint. Here's Nowitzki. Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down.
And he just big-boyed it right there. The height advantage he's got down low, really difficult for them to defend.
Wall passes to Porter. Back to Wall. It's rebounded by Dallas. Lewis has got his 4th rebound in this one. Hangs in midair and converts on the double clutch layup. Lewis has got 6.
3 consecutive baskets have come right at the rim. The defense had better start buckling down and tightening up.
Guys, they are getting exposed in terms of their low post defense.
Pachulia with the steal. Williams against Humphries. Outside Williams. He kicks it to Pachulia. Lewis on the way. The 3. And that concludes the first quarter. And DeAndre Jordan not a focal point offensively for this team, but as a defender, he understands.
I'm not really a big scorer for our team, but that's not.
Jordan, a man who knows what his job is, and he likes his job, Clark, and does it very, very well. He is excelling.
Yeah, he is. He may not be the NBA's Defensive Player of the Year, but he is certainly the Clippers' Defensive Player of the Year. Jordan's become a defensive beast, an animal defensively, and really the thing of it is he's still learning and growing. And he's going to continue to get better, which is scary.
All right, the second quarter beginning in just a moment. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Mavericks?
I tell you what, defensively, they have been in tune with one another, as intense as I've seen.
Yeah, nice job helping out on the rotations and drives, doing really good work at the defensive end.
So on the floor for Washington, Nene and Gortat team up in the paint. Ball out there with Gary Neal. And it's Dudley in at the 3, the small forward.
I mean, even from over here, you can see that one pretty clearly.
No question about it, Greg. I mean, a ton of contact and a good call by the officials.
That's good for Neal. Oubre is checked in for Jared Dudley. And he can't hit the second.
And Dirk Nowitzki last season, I felt like the first time we saw real signs of wear and tear from all the years of him playing. His field goal percentage, points per game, rebounds, all off his career averages. And that said, though, he's still a crafty, dangerous guy to have to go up against.
Wizards making a switch here. Beal's checked in. The kick out to Wall. The dish to Oubre. Back to Wall. Nowitzki with the steal. Harris against Beal. Harris dishes to Nowitzki. Fader on the way. Scores for only the second time tonight. Now 2 for 6 from the field. Going back to Nowitzki, his value at this point of his career cannot be measured by stats alone.
Exactly, and that's what wasn't there last year, that great team of guys around him, because that's really when he's at his very best. He can still fill it up fast, and he's one of the smartest players in the league, too.
Almost, but it rolls out.
Even though he isn't having the best of games from the floor, it hasn't seemed to hurt him.
Oubre kicks to Beal, inside, and finished off by Oubre.
I like the fact that he led his teammate right to the ideal spot. You don't always throw it to your teammate. You throw it to where he needs to be.
It's stolen by Harris. And now Williams running the floor all by himself. To the inside, here's Wall, and he hits it to tie the game up. Wall's got his second basket of the night.
That's their third straight make off an assist.
Great ball movement.
That's good.
Boy, they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing that ball into the paint. Smash mouth basketball.
And Clark, it's a strategy that has served them well during the course of this first half.
Outside for Beal, taken away by Williams. Barea, the pass to Nowitzki. Barea dishes to Nowitzki. With the fadeaway. And too long on the shot.
No doubt it's been a bit of a struggle for him here in this quarter in terms of scoring.
Beal, that's for two. And Washington again with the bucket.
How nice was that? Bradley Beal, I tell you, textbook shooting form, that thing is on fire.
Barea kicks to Nowitzki. And almost 4 minutes gone here in the second quarter of play. Again, the miss by Nowitzki. The Wizards have gone 5 of 6 so far from the field in the second quarter. So timeout called here. The first from Washington. Dirk Nowitzki, what can you say? Future Hall of Famer. Too many accolades to list. But most important, NBA champion and a great finals MVP in 2011.
Yeah, and Kevin, history has proven time and time again, you really need a future Hall of Famer on your team to win a championship. Just look at all the teams that have won the title through the year.
Looking at who's out there now for the Mavericks. DeAndre Jordan's checked in for Pachulia. Chandler Parsons comes in for Dirk Nowitzki. Lewis checked in for Harris. And Wesley Matthews subbed in for Darren Williams.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
You know, back to Nowitzki being that Hall of Famer you need to win a championship. Guys like LeBron, Duncan, Kobe, Jordan, Magic, Bird, Isaiah, all Hall of Fame guys who led their team to the championship. That shot becomes effortless for him when the D is so relaxed. They got to get more intense.
Neal dishes to Porter. Kicks it to Neal. Barea pulls it in.
And talking about Nowitzki, as one of the greatest players ever, he's also one of the most unique players ever. His ability to score back to the basket from up to 18 feet really, to me, is unbelievable. Without that unique skill, the Dallas Mavericks have no rings.
Lewis kicks to Jordan. And it is flushed down with a nice jam. Guys, no one team gaining control early on.
Give and take, back and forth, the whole way thus far.
Yeah, and you look at the lead changes, 6 already.
Neal's shot is off. Dallas has gone 1 of 3 from way outside since the start of the second quarter. Lewis gets the bucket.
Guys, his consistency in terms of shooting has really helped them seize control.
Neal passes to Dudley. Releases. It's hauled in by DeAndre Jordan. Jordan's got his 3rd rebound on the night. Here's Barea. That 3 off the mark. Wizards trail by 4. Here's Mr. Fundamentals, and it's blocked by Lewis. The 3 from Dudley. Mavericks with the rebound.
And they can guarantee this is the last possession of the quarter if they hold it.
And I'm guessing that's exactly what they're probably going to do here.
Lewis against Porter. And it's Otto Porter with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. And it's out of bounds. The Mavericks able to retain possession here.
Yeah, that's a super defensive play. If that gets through, no doubt they score.
And that's why he sold out for it, because he knew he had to make that play. He wasn't going to let